The whole concept of a smart car makes a lot of sense to me, an ultra-high efficiency vehicle, but they just look so stupid. Well, we dropped in on Mitsubishi and they're working on their own version of the smart car, and the gasoline version makes a whole lot of sense to us. After about 100 years of relative stability, the automotive world is in a state of flux. The industry and the consumers can't agree as to where do we go from here. Well, there's been an experiment going on around here recently that we got our hands on. It's by Mitsubishi Motors. Now, they've taken two cars that are being built right now in Japan. One electric, one ultra-high efficiency, therefore ultra-low emissions gasoline, and imported a couple of them into Canada to sort of hand them around to the journalists and see what everybody thought. Now, we think it's a great idea. Both of these cars are built on the same platform, and both are deliverable to this market in a short period of time. After all, we still think the best way to go is with the ultra-high efficiency, ultra-low emissions gasoline engine. After all, we've got these gas stations everywhere. Now, we caught up with Tomoki Yanagawa. He's the vice president in charge of this project for Mitsubishi.
The iMEiV is the electric version of iCar. MEiV stands for Mitsubishi Innovative Electric Vehicle. Now, this means that MEiV is not the name of one car. It could extend to other vehicles in the future. We could see Lancer MEiVs or Outlander MEiVs in the coming 10 years or so. And what is unique about iMEiV is it was able to utilize the gasoline I body and its chassis almost without affecting the interior utility or the space. It just simply replaced the engine and the fuel tank with motors and batteries and inverters. And everything that you see outside is a production gasoline model derivative, so it's already a proven technology. Well, the car is very unique in its packaging layout. It has a four-seat configuration with a rear engine, rear drive as the base. And unlike, well, there isn't really a direct competitor in the market. Other subcompact vehicles are bigger, and this one is very unique in terms of its packaging and styling. Well, we're looking into the market opportunity right now. Of course, we would like to have a subcompact vehicle which is missing in our current lineup, and wanted to see if this is the right car to bring into the market. So this is part of our marketing evaluation.
Now, I've had a brief sample of both of these cars, and the first thing I want to tell you, even for a guy my size and around vehicles this big, they actually drive a lot bigger than they look. Now, the little gas model is actually fun to drive, and the electric car is engineered so that it feels as much like the little gas car as possible, so there's very little transition. Here are the stats. Now, the range on the electric car is about 120 kilometers. The range on the gas car is unlimited because we've got gas stations virtually everywhere. The horsepower in the electric car works out to about 62. You double that with the gasoline engine. Now, it's running on 660 cc's with a turbocharger. Makes it kind of fun to drive. The mileage on the gas car is about 50 miles to the gallon in all conditions. And who knows what the mileage would be on an electric car. I don't even know how to figure it out. So there you go. You've got two options, and they're remarkably similar in the way they drive and the way they handle, except one's got a bit more horsepower than the other. The real stickler is the cost. If you translate yen to dollars right now, the gasoline car is about $16,000, which makes a lot of sense. If you look at the price of the electric car in the same way, well, it's going to work out to something like $45,000. The cost of the electric vehicle is going to be a barrier to some, but a lot of people are still going to buy it because of the novelty and the utility of it. The cost of the gasoline vehicle is just what the doctor ordered, especially when you consider how green it is. Well, we know that burning fuel very efficiently and burning small quantities of it is our first and only real sustainable way to go right now, so we like that one. Everything's small on it, so therefore tires ought to be cheap, brake pads ought to be cheap. All of the replacement parts as you go through your life with the car of 10 years ought to be cheap to replace. As far as the electric car is concerned, nobody really knows what it's going to cost to buy and dispose of these batteries over time. So at the end of the day, it's your choice. Which of these two cars would you choose? As for me, I'm going to go with the gas car.